right, so this is the Parks Commission regular meeting, Monday, March 9th, starting at 6:30.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chair Valdez. Here. Vice Chair Jason Craig.
Here.
Myself, Susan Lance. Commissioner Stanley excused. Commissioner Remington.
Here.
And Commissioner Seraphin excused. Kevin Schlater.
Here.
And,
Luke Hamill.
Luke Hamill. Hamil.
L. Another L on the end.
Double L.
And Principal Planner X.
Here.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna open up citizen comment period at 6:33. All right, no one present for that. Let's close at 6:33. I think they're all for tonight. And then approval of the minutes from February 9th meeting.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those not in favor? It's passed. So then I'll motion to have that in there.
We'll just take them out of order. I think we're just.
Okay, sure.
We don't need it.
All right.
What is it under? Just
New business item
5E and F.
Yeah. So we'll start with E then. Dan.
All right. Yeah, good evening. For those of you who don't know me, because this is my first time at a Parks Commission meeting, I'm Associate Planner Luke Hamill, so I'm a coworker of Marion's. We work in the same department. But I haven't had a natural resource special exception application assigned to me before, so that's pretty much why I've never been here. So my first one, so just bear with me. This is a natural resource special exception request at 3220 West Putes Road. The request is for impacts to a wetland buffer, a 50-foot wetland buffer on the western side of the property. It will be located along this gravel area here. The applicant is applying for this mostly because the wetland kind of goes all along his backyard, continuing up this way. And so there isn't really much of an area to be put for a permitted location for a detached garage and accessory structure on the property. The proposed structure is 676 square feet, and so they have supplied a compensation plan that would be 1,020 square feet, which qualifies with the 1,020 square foot minimum. It will be on site. It will be protected by a split rail fence. So here's the proposed garage, 10 feet. It complies with the setbacks of the zoning district. They did receive a variance on December 17th from the Board of Zoning and Building Appeals, strictly for the location to be closer to the front yard property line than the existing home. Like I said, they will demarcate their compensation area with fencing, and they're scheduling to provide plantings of a couple types of milkweed, some turtlehead, black-eyed Susan, and side oats grandma. And we are essentially recommending approval of this NRSE.
On behalf of the plan department, you're recommending?
Yeah.
And this is on the owner's property?
Correct. Yep. Yep, this is his property. The gravel that is currently in the wetland buffer has been there, this area at least has been there since the 1990s, before the property owner owned the home. And as you can see here, this seems like it's been mowed and maintained, which, you know, you're not supposed to do in a wetland buffer, so they're looking to compensate by restoring that wetland buffer.
So this is all buffer, this isn't gonna be affecting the wetland.
Correct.
When the construction is complete, how close will the structure be to the wetland since we're encroaching on the buffer itself?
Yep. So it'll be approximately 18 feet, I believe. Here's the wetland delineation line right here. It's 10 feet from the property line, but it looks like this northwest corner is a little bit further from the actual wetland buffer line, or the wetland line. So it'll be about 18 feet, but I can ask the applicant to provide actual statistics for what that.
My concern would be then, since we're kind of reducing that buffer area of any sort of runoff or contamination into the wetland because of the proximity.
Okay.
That would be my biggest concern in that regard. In fact, that's my only concern.
So you're gonna follow up with them?
Yep.
That?
Yep. I will follow up with them to provide setback information for that. Yep. And then, I mean, I believe that during construction, they would at least be, you know, installing some sort of silt fencing or something to. They are going to be putting, I believe they defined it in their questions and answers of a slab.
Yep.
That kind of reduces the amount of impact that's currently on there. So, but yeah, I will ask them to provide like a silt fence or something during construction.
And then removal after construction's complete, yes?
Yep. Yeah, correct.
Very good.
Yep.
Are you recommending that as an additional condition or approval?
Please.
Please and thank you.
Yep. Yep. I will add that.
So I have one question. So when I was looking at this, it said, and I don't know much about these requests, but it says the applicant completed a wetland identification report on April 9th, 2021, which complies with the requirement that natural resource delineations not be older than 5 years. It's going to be over 5 years when we bring it back. Is that okay?
At the time of application, it was applied for in November of 2020. There were just delays with the holidays, and then they needed more time to develop their compensation plan. But it's usually we take that 5 years to be good at the time of the application.
Okay.
Yep.
No, that would, like I said, the proximity to the actual wetland. I feel very comfortable with the distance as described, and I think just having the change to silt fence, installation and removal, I think they're paramount.
Yep.
For this. Other than that, I would be in favor of granting this NRSC.
We want to do that before he brings that back? Or?
Yeah, it's pretty much.
I think because the site plan already shows the 18 feet.
Yeah, they have a 2-scale site plan. This is kind of the blown up version, so this
That I
actually
would-
to scale.
I
But
would-
on their 2-scale, it is 2-scale their actual plat survey. So I'll make sure to have him add that before the plan commission sees the application.
So tell me exactly what you're going to have them add.
I'm going to have them add the proposed setback to the actual wetland itself from the proposed structure.
And,
So you made a motion, Jason?
Yes, and then Jesse seconded it.
all those in favor?
I'm
Aye.
gonna say
Oh.
aye.
All those not in favor? The motion. All right, secondly then, bring
sorry.
up, I'm gonna butch this. Endercon companies.
You got it?
All right, perfect.
Join us. Welcome.
Hi.
If you guys could both give your name and either business address for the record that's being recorded at the moment, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Jeff Yerson, R.A. Smith, 16745 West Blue Mound Road in Brookfield.
Carly Beyer, Entercon Companies, 8575 West Forest Avenue in Greenfield.
Jason, Jeff, what was your last name?
Yerson, Y-E-R-S-I-N.
Year, and you said 16745 West Blue Mountain in Brookfield,
Correct. I'm a civil engineer.
civil engineer. And Carly Beyer,
C-A-R-L-E-E.
L-E-E. Okay. Okay.
B-E-I-E-R.
B-I-E-E.
B-E.
Y-E-R.
B-E-I-E-R.
Okay.
From Entercon Companies.
Okay.
All right, who's driving this one?
Me. I'll start. So this request is for a natural resource special exception. The property is located at 11311 West Forest Home Avenue. It's an industrial condo development. I tend to refer to these as legacy industrial sites. It's outside of one of the sort of designated business park areas, and there's been development in this corridor for that predates the current and previous UDO, so that will become relevant shortly. But there's a condo development here with a parking area, and then a stormwater detention pond to the south of structures, which is within an area of wetland and their buffers. And also, this area is a secondary environmental corridor, which is why this NRSE is for you today. The impacts to the secondary environmental corridor require a slightly higher level of compensation, and they also require the review of parks. So the proposed application is actually for, essentially they want to clean up the wetland to improve the hydrology of the site. Jeff can explain a little bit more about how that might work if there are specific questions. But the work proposed is to install plumbing through the structure and then create piping through here. And this disturbance is to wetland buffer. And then to restore this disturbance and also install compensation areas to the south of the pond. So this is their stormwater pond. It's an exempt feature. So there is also wetland that sort of heads south here to Drexel Avenue. None of that is being impacted. The compensation ratios provided were...
To Rawson.
Yeah, sorry, Rawson.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So we're in excess if you do the total compensation. So it's restoration of the areas being impacted, and then an additional compensation area gets us to 1.51 ratio and 1.54 for the wetland buffer. What else did I want to say about this? Oh, the reason the stormwater pond is here, as I mentioned, this is a legacy industrial site. Typically, we would either have had an NRSE at the time of construction under the current ordinance, or at this point now it's considered grandfathered effectively. So this kind of situation is something that they didn't create the circumstance, without being thoughtful about it. It is a legacy industrial site that stormwater pond existed previously and has now become overgrown. So, what else do I have to touch on? The wetland delineation, so they actually had a concurrence to their wetland delineation, which was conducted. What that means is that wetland delineations were performed a number of years ago, so they already knew where those features were for some previous development they did on the site. They had someone come back and verify that that information was still accurate. So it's a little bit different than the full delineation, but it's still considered valid for the purposes of what we're doing. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources doesn't regulate wetland setbacks in the same way that the ordinance does, so the expectation here is that they're being responsive to Franklin's ordinance. So the compensation required is something that we're asking them to do because of the impacts that are occurring in the environmental corridor. There is a draft conservation easement, so one of the things that you've asked for in your recommendation form is information about existing conservation easements on the site, and to my knowledge, there are none. There is a draft easement proposed for these features. The easement will be worded in such a way that the applicants can do maintenance on the site after the easement is recorded, so that they can still go in there and make changes to make sure that the site hydrology is maintained, the plants are established appropriately. And the compensation is in compliance with the expectations set by the UDO. Staff is recommending approval, and the applicants are here to answer any questions.
Did I get started? So, it seems like it's stemming from the fact that the parking lot has been kind of eroded as a result of the water. And this is the kind of a long-term fix, so that way it's not like, oh, you just got to repave every other year. We're dumping a bunch of asphalt in the same spots.
Correct. So what happens now is behind the building, that's where the storm pipes discharge. And over the years, it kind of silted in and kind of blocked drainage to the pond. So what we're doing is just connecting to the ends of those pipes and running it directly to the pond, so water goes where it's supposed to. And so that'll clear out all the stormwater in the sub base, and you don't get the freezing and cracking. Excuse me. So it should be a long-term solution. There's a couple of little things that they need to fix also, but this is the big one.
The heavy lift in
right.
terms of this project. And as a result of that, then do we foresee any future needs to alter or amend this NRSE? Or is this going to be a like, hey, we found the problem, we fixed the problem, unless something catastrophic happens that we would have to rethink how we're managing the stormwater? This is going to be, end all be all sort of.
Right. That's why we're given the conservation easement, because we don't anticipate anything else happening in there other than the maintenance to prevent any future problems to happen.
So long as we have the ability to perform preventative maintenance to ensure this doesn't happen again.
Sure, yeah.
And that's what we're doing it for, is to obviously, maintain the overall structure of the association in itself, but also to avoid any future drainage issues with neighboring parcels as well that we don't know could potentially be affected if we continue to have this overgrowth block, all the drainage and things like that.
Is there any concern regarding, I know like for vegetation root intrusion into the piping, is that something that we're being mindful about or have a concern for future legacy projects coming down the road?
No, I don't anticipate that. We're planning on using concrete pipe.
Okay.
And there aren't really any trees that are growing. I think most of them are dead or they're scrub trees, so we're not too concerned about that. And if we need to take them out above the soil limits, then that's something we will do with the maintenance.
More or less all I had, because the project makes a lot of sense as to the why, and is a very thoughtful sort of execution for this. And I just want to make sure that we're not doing, what's 10 feet in front of us and not looking what's 50 feet in front of us in that regard. So
It's a long project finally coming to a head.
how long has this been an issue for you?
Well, I started working on this with the drainage issues in the parking lot probably back in 2019.
Okay.
And essentially, the reason that it was kind of put on full throttle is because there was a portion of the parking lot that was in fact replaced. So 2 years later, knowing that, you know, this parking lot's brand new and it's having these, you know, condition, you know, issues and trying to figure out the root of why, you know, took some time and research to figure that out and then to ultimately come up with a plan to, you know, to fix it overall, and which is, yeah, going to be very costly to the owners as well, but seemingly worth their time to do it so that we don't have problems interested.
Want to retain the value and the investment of the property, and
Well, and not throw money into maintenance that
Yep.
won't solve any problems.
putting bad money in front of good, sort of, or good money in front of bad. Sorry. I'll yield this time.
Just a question. Do you guys have studies or information on, is this pond big enough to
Yes.
what is going?
So
You know
we
what I
don't
mean,
really
right?
change the pond. We don't really
Sure.
change what's going to the pond.
Yep.
Change the timing to the pond a little
Okay.
bit, but we've prepared a stormwater management plan and existing and post-development matches essentially.
Perfect.
Good.
No question.
I'll make a motion to approve this NRSE for Enercon Company.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those not in favor? Then the motion has
Carried.
carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
You as well. Appreciate you bumping us up too.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Would have been a long night.
Yeah, enjoy.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Right.
Give me 2 minutes. I just want to get myself reorganized here.
Two cleaner NRSEs that we've seen in our time.
Yeah, and I actually, this is the first time I've read through the staff and the other ones, and it, on this one, I like that a lot.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time and effort simplifying the code.
Yeah.
We did the UDO update, and I think that
It
it's made-
shines through, yeah.
That's nice to hear. That's very nice to hear.
No, I appreciated that. Because it was easy to figure out what the problem was versus trying to figure out what the problem is here. Or not problem, let me rephrase that. It was easier to know what, or I guess what the problem is, what the solution is, right? It was straightforward. Okay, so yeah. Then Kevin will go to you then for an update on parks maintenance.
Nothing new to report, just general maintenance.
Barry, do we have any updates on the Arbor Day event?
Commissioner Serafin let me know that she would have a list of the current groups that are attending, planning on joining you for the next meeting. I've handled 3 or 4 requests made, including the planning department would like to have a table
Okay.
at the event so that we can, we're working on an update to the comprehensive master plan right now, and part of that process requires that we do a level of public engagement, show what we've learned so far, ask for feedback on it, etc. So we'd like to do public engagement since we know the event is well attended. I hope that's cool. I already let Amy know about it, but
Yeah.
So
So
and then
feedback session, I guess we're gonna call it
yeah,
for
well,
next meeting.
yeah. So
Okay,
she said she should have. Well, I know she has a list going.
Okay.
And then you guys can kind of discuss what's going on. And I don't know if the city forester has anything to add.
Got trees coming.
Promise? Alright. Anyone else have anything to comment on that?
Looking forward to it.
No.
Yeah, I'm actually there.
It's always a fun time.
I
It
know.
is, yeah.
I think it'll be good.
Perfect.
I'll bring some bases
Okay.
They're not too hard to find.
Especially the blackthorn.
Perfect. So to letter C now. I don't want to. All right. Communications on City of Franklin website. On web pages, content, cover summary.
Yep, so I don't have a date yet for the next newsletter, but if there are articles that you want to have included in it, that's something worth considering.
Okay.
And then again, you know, you guys have the ability to edit this Parks Commission, the city website, and add and change things. Okay. A reminder of that. I know there was some discussion of changing the text that's on it. That's something that if you have edits or want to change, well, you would have to agree to them as a group.
Yeah.
Get updated.
I'm good with that now. Perfect. Let's keep flying through it then. So we're down to D now. Discussion of the combined Parks and Environmental Commission open purpose, which I believe you attached something, right?
Yeah, so there's, for the review of the recommendation form, so this is your first encounter today was with how that would be applied, right? So there was the form that you guys have been reviewing. You haven't officially adopted it, but we just implemented it so that we could keep the process moving. So I hope you forgive the presumption there, but like, we needed to prepare something and the old form won't work anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you have any feedback now that you've seen one with more information in it, or anything you want to change.
I think that it's very well thought out. I think it's that it doesn't just give the applicant's narrative, that it also allows for staff to put in their comments, so it's not just hearing one story about what it is, what they want, and that's it, but rather it allows yourself, Luke, you know, who's here, being able to say, these are the things that we see, these are the things that are positives, here's the bones of what it is that's going to be done. And I think that allows for greater clarity, at least for me, it allowed greater clarity to Commissioner Valdez's point, the issue that the applicant had, how they're going to address it, what the overall impacts are going to be, and this was not the murder mystery that old NRSEs were in the past of, okay, you want this, why? And it was very much laid out so that way the why was laid out with little footprints to tell us where to go with this. So I in a real life application of the application, I think it worked incredibly well. I think it was well thought out. I think that, and I would commend yourself and Luke, that we're able to use it exactly the way that we were looking for. That way we get thoughtful feedback and information that we're able to say, this is a good idea, this works for what the applicant's looking for, or is it going to be an issue where it doesn't work? And so, and I'm very pleased with what the overall product is and is.
I don't want to do this without Commissioner Serafin, but I would ask that at your next meeting you officially adopt it.
Well, and I liked the way it came across, but didn't we say that whoever, and maybe I could have missed it, I looked at this, but somewhere in there it was going to give the name of who completed the form and their
It
credentials.
was on one of them.
Was it on one of them? I
Yeah.
might have
Yep.
just missed
On
it.
Dan's, it was
It's right on top, I think.
because
Oh, okay.
he also added his.
Oh, Jeff, oh,
Someone
Yours
filled one
in.
out for somebody, yeah. Oh, right here. So I think this one might be older, but on the one with the garage,
Kara Brooks as a wetland identification specialist.
Oh, okay.
But she wasn't here. Oh, she's the one that filled it out, though.
Yeah.
That
So
worked
that's
with
who
Dan.
Prepared the
okay.
natural resource protection plan. Those people, so like Kara would, it's very unlikely that a wetland delineator would come to one of these meetings.
Oh,
but
she's a wetland
yeah.
delineator. Okay,
So,
all right.
but yeah, that's
And
okay.
I did see it, well, because this came from, well, your name is on one and Luke's on the other. And it did give what your recommendation was.
Yep.
City development staff. Does that mean you?
Yes. The department makes the recommendation, so it's like frequently the planning manager presents items for us, and we have to concur about
Okay.
what the recommendation is. So
Okay.
he's ultimately the responsible party as the planning administrator. So a recommendation that I'm making is the department's recommendation.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was very clear looking at the documents.
That's really nice to hear.
And for the one for the intercom,
It's, I get all mixed up. It's taken me forever to
Oh,
get
yeah,
that.
I know.
What were you saying about the other one?
that
It's
one
some-
had.
Dan was Pute's Road.
So the other one was Jeff
Yerson.
Yerson. He is was the engineer from R.H. Smith. So that's his credentials as far as like who was
Okay.
the one on that one.
I just
Yeah.
was thinking I was gonna see a signature.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah.
not seeing the actual form, it's
Oh,
just typing
here it
up
is.
your responses.
Their authors and their credentials.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I
Okay.
mean,
Must have missed
yeah.
that page.
Yep.
Okay, good, thanks.
I know it took me a
Show
second.
me which page also.
Sure.
Yeah, and a
So-
signature would appear on your recommendation form.
Okay.
It would be
Exactly.
You telling us who did all this.
Yeah,
I see
exactly.
there, yeah.
Yep.
um,
Can we bold those for next time? Or before we adapt? Is that okay to ask? Okay.
hold the
Like the authors part of it and their credentials, just bold that headline.
Where are you seeing? Where are you seeing?
yeah, like developer information.
Yeah, just because it
Oh, on
sometimes
this, on the
gets
second page?
lost in the same text, I guess.
The staff recommendation or conclusion?
So I'm asking them to bold like
Oh,
this
okay.
part right, just
On
so we
that
can see
one.
where it is. Yep.
But it pops.
Yep.
Yeah, so just as a point of information, it will be most common that you see an engineer as the person that prepared these, and then the wetland delineation where information will be there, but like the engineer is kind of collating a lot of information from lots of different sources. But they're required to stamp their documents. So if you
Okay.
look at the actual plan, this is an engineer
Oh,
PE
okay,
stamp.
yeah. All right.
We expect everyone to do that, but effectively, he's taking responsibility for the information. So the assured delineator thing, we have some requirements about that would have to be met before we would accept this NRPP as being complete. We usually don't have problems with that, but it has happened before. So yeah, so it's most common that you'll see an engineer there, but also a wetland delineator.
Okay.
Pretty common. Okay, well, I'm glad that you guys are happy with that.
Tickled pink.
Review of the Parks Commission administrative rules. Is there anything new on that, or did you just print it out?
No, I provided you with a copy. You're correct that they need to be updated, and that's something that I had a chat with the planning manager about, but I don't have any changes for you now.
Okay.
So, if you have any comments on anything that you're seeing in the rules, besides that they're out of date, now you have a copy.
You know, I wasn't even born yet.
Oh, stop.
Bro.
I know. I just realized
Oh, oh, is this,
It's
the,
like
is this what
2022,
you're
isn't
looking
it?
at?
2000.
2002.
2002.
Yes, I was born March 2000.
Where do you see the date? Oh, yeah, there.
It's like right on the.
So,
Wow.
so this is being updated.
Wow.
That's the
Because-
plan eventually.
Okay, because it does, several times, well, at least once, it's, oh, well, one thing I saw on here, on page 2, under section 4, you know, the chair shall preside, blah, blah, blah. On G, determine that the secretary keeps the official minutes and records of the commission. I do not do that. I take the minutes, I turn them in, and Gail puts them in order. But I don't keep track of all the records. I'm not sure. So that shouldn't. I think it's you guys that are keeping the records.
Yeah.
I'm just doing the minutes. So that should be updated.
The official record, so we have probably seen references to the binder. So you get your binder, and then there's a binder for each year of the commission that contains the minutes that you record, the handwritten copy.
I've never got a binder.
Yeah, so I'm telling you what exists.
Oh, okay.
Just so you guys know, but that is a fair point that you're not actually making a record.
And once the minutes are done, I do them. I send them Gail, and
Yep.
she handles everything from there. So.
Yeah, and so what happens is they go into that official record, and we also distribute them throughout the city. So, like the clerk's office, everyone gets a.
So shouldn't it be said something in the
Yeah, you're
other
absolutely right.
department
Yeah.
handles that piece of it?
That's fine.
Yep. If there's anything else that you guys notice,
Yeah. So that was, I mean, the only thing we need. Yeah.
Well, the only, yeah, is that's
That's
the one
been
I saw.
updated, and then.
But it
we're
isn't
just-
here.
This was probably because it has not technically been implemented yet.
We're
by
talking
us.
about this here.
yeah. So this is what's in the Unified Development Ordinance.
This natural resource special
Mhm.
exception.
Yeah. So this is the current language in the UDO, separate from the municipal code. So this is kind of a reflection of the Article 10 of the municipal code. This is in the development, which is Article 15
Okay.
of the municipal code.
And is this being updated?
This is the current text. So this is
Okay.
what is currently,
Right.
and so you can kind of see also how this, yeah. So this corresponds with the questionnaire and your findings as well. But this is the part of the ordinance that grants the power to the Parks Commission
Okay.
to review the NRS.
But it's being updated because it says environmental.
Yes. That actually already has been updated. So this is like an
We've done that once. Once.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. So the only thing that we did add for that one was
But
this
this
one?
isn't any good anymore.
no. It's so this form is basically
Special, it says natural resource
Yes.
special exception.
so
on
this
top.
form and this form
And parks rules.
and
Oh, that form.
yes,
Yes.
yep.
Okay.
So this is the NNRP
NSR.
recommendation form. So this is what they're filling out.
Okay.
So the only change that, because this was the first time where we had the applicant response
Okay.
and the staff comment.
Yes. And that was very
And
good.
that's, yes. So that's
Okay.
what we changed whatever months ago.
Okay,
then
so
the
we're talking
only-
more-
Yeah, so the only change that we're making to this is bolding that. To my understanding.
Yes, okay, I got it.
Okay.
I guess I wrote that under.
Yeah.
I wrote it under D, but
Okay.
it's really I. Okay, and then this will be updated to say parks.
Yep. Beautiful. All right. So now on to E. Is everyone ready to move
Yeah.
on? Okay. Natural resource impact compensation guide. I haven't had a chance.
Wasn't-
I owe you an updated copy. There were some changes after your last meeting that I have not had a chance to incorporate into the document. Of course, if you have anything else,
But there was nothing in the packet on that
Correct.
this time.
because I haven't had a chance to incorporate comments from last meeting.
So we're just waiting
We're
on
gonna
that then?
table it for now. We're
Okay,
gonna leave
table.
it. F. So I didn't get it to Marion, but do you have that email I sent you of everyone's like city around us considering ones? If not, I'm pulling it up too. But I had the one from, I believe it was Greendale, that kind of had the wording that we were looking for.
So with the.
It was in your last packet, wasn't it?
We did get some. we did-
Maybe.
You were gonna create a table to include language and fines.
Yeah. So that got shared late last time.
Okay.
I don't think, and it's my fault.
Alright.
This
Yes. So I believe it was Greendale's or Oak Creek's actual wording of it all. It's probably Oak Creek said. Remember last time that we were just gonna basically copy what Oak Creek.
email from this computer, so I can't.
Oh, that's alright. I can give you one second.
While we're waiting, Mr. Ria, I don't know your first name.
Tom.
I forgot to include you in our attendance
attendance.
tonight. Thank you.
Remember,
Good for
It was the shorts. Your legs glowing.
Wow.
you.
This is why I don't wear shorts.
Let's see.
What's crazy is, didn't you go skiing last weekend? I went
did.
skiing last weekend.
it was actually fairly cold Saturday.
Yeah.
When you get cold,
I know, but all the
It's gonna
ski hills are done.
snow.
say that.
Yeah. I bet you it will.
Don't.
I know, it's crazy.
Huh. No more than 20 rabbits, 2 months of age, shall be at acre. Creek.
Oh,
Wow.
I thought we were restrictive about the tiny horses.
Is it a lot of chickens?
They have like a hobby farm zoning district. So, yes.
No more than 10 chickens, ducks, or similar poultry over 2 months of age shall be kept for each acre. So, 9-year fine 10-year mod.
I think we require you have a minimum of 3 acres to expand, but then
It's the zoning. You have to be zoned as agricultural.
no, there's animal keeping.
Oh.
There's a couple people that are in whole thing. Anyway,
I'm just loading it up right now.
yeah.
Okay, so, one second. I had it. No, it's just, I'll bring it next time. I'm done, so I'll bring it next time.
Okay.
They'll talk about the email.
Yeah, I'll
And
put
the
it
table.
together.
Okay.
Basically, because we discussed last time that we were just gonna basically see. Because I sent out a bunch of cities, we're just gonna go off our neighbor and start there.
Sure.
So littering is tabled.
Okay. G. Discussion of reservation policies for league sports and other groups, fees, rules, and policies for parks.
This is the one that I was gonna talk about.
Yeah, you said
Okay. So I got a hold of New Berlin and I got a hold of Muskego. I talked with a contact at the sports complex, and she was having the lady that runs their outdoor pickleball program was supposed to be sending information. I haven't received it. But anyway, both, let's see, New Berlin, there's some information on what I talked about. But New Berlin first, I spoke with a lady in the planning department. Tournaments are run through their rec department. They work with the hosting group, post it in their recreation guide for nonprofits only. Rec reserves the courts, users register through them. They do need certificates of insurance. They need direct seller permits for food, special event permits may be required, and police or fire department may be required. And some of it, they must have some type of arrangement with pawn shop that they work with them also. They do have application and rental fees. In Muskego, they host in-house tournaments as well through the their rec department, and it also goes in their recreation guides. They've never had requests for outside groups like we had that one group that came from out of state, then they rescinded their request. He told me that they would require meet certain city protocols for food, etc. Just basically kind of like New Berlin. You included in there because he said, you could reference their baseball and soccer tournaments that they have, their athletic facility requests. There is one also for the pickleball and tennis court reservation. In just talking with them, and I'll tell you, it's hard. Same with our website. Sometimes it's hard to find things on the website. The same thing is happening in those two cities. My personal thing, thinking about this is, we should not, I think the rec department runs the pickleball program, with their outdoor leagues. I think they should, if the people want tournaments, Leah's not here, but I personally think they should also be the ones to do this if we get requests, because they know how to do that. We've not had that. They came here, the one that came that went right to the festival committee, and then that other one, that man came here requesting. But I think we don't have a policy. The rec already has things in place. They all need insurance and all that stuff. I personally think that if somebody wants a tournament, they should go through the rec because they've handled all the other. I don't know how anybody else thinks about it. And Amy and,
It would be nice if she
Kristen
was
aren't-
here.
yeah. But I also think that, and I know the mayor was going to go talk to somebody about shared funds. I do think that they're using the city's resources. They should give the city some money for maintenance.
You've been saying that all along.
But he was going to go. I don't know if he ever did go. And I just think that, and maybe they're not interested in hosting any type of tournaments. But you know, as the sport gets bigger, and we are getting requests, you know, they might want to consider doing one or two tournaments and have the dates established. But I do think they should share some of the revenue. And none of these did, like I said, did for any other than nonprofit. All their information's there, like they need all the insurance, they need all, you know, these special event things, food things, all that kind of stuff.
Do we have something in the packet on New Berlin?
It was in last month. Yeah, last month's packet. Yeah.
So, Marion, as it stands now, if someone wants to host something, they have to come see us, right? Okay. And kind of what you're saying is we should leave the rec department.
I'm saying we should, because
Okay.
we really don't have.
We're not set up, so.
We're not set up for this kind of thing. We don't have any type of web pages to even register players, you know. And you'd really have to get, which nothing was in place, you know, when they,
These were all
Insurance, all that.
non-deposit. Yeah, for sure. So New Berlin and Muskego all had nonprofit organizations wanting to
It's-
host tournaments.
they host their own tournaments.
Okay.
But if they did have outside groups, they
They'd
would
go
only
through the
do
rec.
for non-profit.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Nobody has requested, come in
Sure.
and said we want to. But themselves, they've had, I've been to one in New Berlin and also in Muskego. The Muskego said they do one once a year. I don't know if they do more than that,
So,
but
Merit, is it current policy that we are not? It's current policy that Franklin does not allow for-profit, whatever tournament hosters to use our courts. Correct.
well, Kevin said you can't, what did you say, you can't make money off the city or?
Can't charge someone.
Can't charge. Okay, so that's already off the table as it stands. And what we're saying now is, instead of people coming to us requesting tournaments in a non-profit way, we're sending them to the rec department. They're set up.
But I think we need Leah here, say if she would be interested in something like that.
Oh, okay.
Because she might just say no, but I don't know how we really, when I think about it, how we just went and approved this without, we didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
And it sounds like these other cities, there's a lot of rules and regulations you should be following, and
I think the prudent thing is to, when Leah's here, to kind of give feedback on what Franklin Park and Rec Department has in terms of bandwidth and capacity for this. And they may say, we are not interested. And if that's the case, at least we know what paths are open at that point, as opposed to, well, shrug our shoulders and hope for the best. I would
Yeah.
rather, you know, we have real feedback from Leah in terms of, all right, Franklin Parks and Rec, what is your capacity for these sorts of things? And either we are interested, we would be committed to that in whatever capacity they're willing to be, or the answer is we do not want to be in a pickleball tournament business, which that'll be then
Yeah.
at least then we have clarity as far as, okay, well then what is that something that we want to try and build the infrastructure for, or is that something like, hey, I got this great application right down the road, Muskego would love to take you, and just leave it at that. I think to your point, yeah, we need to have least clarity from what a commitment from Parks and Rec would be before we start even
Yeah.
trying to put our toes in the water.
Because I don't know, do we have anything on any tournaments? I mean, I don't know if there's other tournaments in Franklin. Are there tennis tournaments? Are there,
I think
Soccer
Croatia has
tournaments?
Tournaments.
But
Croatia.
Yeah, they have their.
But
They
that's
have their own
private.
private thing,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, that's private.
Ocean has theirs.
And then there's the
Col-
Little League.
Colonia.
They do theirs, but that's separate from the city. That's
Yep.
total separate. So I don't know if anything, and just with talking to them, I didn't realize that it's a lot.
You have buildings
But-
like Pickler.
But Leah, being with the rec department, would know more about this stuff just from having a program, you know what I mean? But again, I do think somewhere in there, I really do think there should be split. I don't know how we do that. How do we do that to get some of the money for the pickleball registers, you know, the people to help fund maintenance of the courts? The courts cost hundreds, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of dollars to build. And you guys have to put up the nets every year. You have to put up the windscreens.
Well, I have my own personal ticket bills regarding Parks and Rec. So where I live, I am not deemed a Franklin resident for Parks and Rec activities. I have to pay the non-resident fee because I don't live in Franklin
Oh.
Public School District.
Oh,
I live in Whitnall's school district. Also, if you live on the east side of the city, when you're in Oak Creek, Franklin, those people also have to pay a non-resident fee for any of the activities offered by Parks and Rec.
well, I know one lady that lives off of College, nearer to 27th Street, where it's still Franklin. And she always, they want to try, it's her mailing address, it might be Milwaukee, but she really lives in Franklin. It's
The
Franklin.
zip code?
I don't know the zip.
So there's an issue with the zip code.
That might be it, and she talks to them, has to tell them every time, no, I'm a resident of Franklin.
Yep.
I'm not a non-resident, and they do give her the, you know, the resident charge, but anyway, Marion, I really think we should pursue that. This has been a long time. There, even if 5,000 a year or something, I don't know. They have a lot of sessions. They should be,
Well, rather than put it on as a dollar amount, I think it should be
yes,
a
Percentage.
percentage.
a percentage, correct.
of what they're taking.
25% or something, you know. And I mean, they do the registration. They do take some. There's a complaint or something, but the volunteers really kind of run the program.
And we really have no idea what she's taken in the.
Well, it would be easy to find out. So what do we do about that?
You could make a recommendation to common council about it as first thought.
But do you remember when the mayor said he was going to go and talk to?
I don't recall that specifically, but I can certainly follow up with the
Yeah.
mayor and Leah.
Yeah.
We've sort of touched on this in the past. Didn't really arrive at a workable solution, but I don't really know how transfers between the two units of government would work. So this is something that I'll have to find out a little bit about.
So you're going to check in.
So what would, right now, like for, as an instance, the traffic light on 51st and Conservancy Drive?
In front of the high school?
Yep.
Oh.
Like we do all of like any sort of maintenance and then submit a bill to the school district to reimburse us. As
Oh,
far as the
now
payment
there's a
goes.
thought.
So, but then it gets harder then when it's a percentage of what their revenues are
Yeah.
because you're not generating a bill for that. It's a, well, what did you make? You know what I mean? It's harder to kind of put down a line item in terms of what are we
Yeah.
billing for? Because then it turns into from a percentage of the revenue into a hard dollar number, and that's
Yeah, and I do think, I think they would probably be okay with it. They did pay for the windscreens and that, because I think they know that the city's paying for a lot.
now that I'm thinking about it, there is a model in place that we can maybe duplicate.
Can you bring it?
SROs. The school resource officers at the high school and the middle school, they aren't put on a straight dollar amount, but it's a percentage of the funding for the position, percentage by the city, percentage by the school district, as far as paying.
So it's split between the city and,
Yep, and the school. Because during the summer, when they're not in session, the SROs are still working in some capacity.
Okay.
So but it's just a straight percentage on a fixed dollar amount for the officer's salary, not based on how much they generate.
yeah. Well, maybe, and I think a percentage would be good, maybe,
Do we have numbers from last year?
We have no
rentals?
idea.
We have no rental information?
we haven't rented the courts.
No, I thought you meant what they were taking in.
No,
Well-
just on the rentals side of, because the city of Franklin puts the bill as of right now for anything that's
Oh, for rentals, for the pavilions?
for the pickleball court, whatever,
We
right?
don't rent them.
There's no fee.
Oh, there's no fee, we don't rent them. So the question is, now we want to.
If anything, it's going to be an open record request to the school district regarding the revenues for Fund 80. I think Fund 80 is the fund for the rec department. Don't quote me on that one, but you'd be able to see a line item as far as their revenues in and out. But just
Well, if
do that.
they do spring, summer, fall, or outdoor, 5 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, or Monday, Wednesday, okay? You have about 100 people or more each time. I'm only saying if you do that by 20, what is it, 20 is 2,000? It's between 6 and 10,000 they're generating.
So
from-
we're asking the Parks Commission to ask rec host these tournaments. Want to
Ask if they would want to.
Want
No,
to.
I'm strictly talking
Their use.
their rec
Usage.
department right now, what they're using. And
Okay.
You know, I'm strictly talking that. I think we have to open it up to Leah if they would be interested. But in my personal opinion, I don't think we should get involved in that. But I'm still saying for maintenance,
It's a secondary question. Is the maintenance cost that the city's incurring?
and they will incur every so many years, they're gonna have, at some point, they're, something will need replacement or that, certain percentage. So, Marion, are you gonna check into what we have to do, or how are we doing this?
I will check in with Leah and with the mayor and finance about just what structures might be possible. But if the
And then
mayor-
would these funds come to the park commission?
I think they should go to W.
DPW, I mean, the parks budget is technically part of public works budget, so there's no dedicated fund just for this. It's something that I'm not totally sure how it works, but in the past, some communities had funding that's under their purview, but it usually has like a dedicated source. So this would be an example of something like that. I don't know how common council.
I think that any sort of increase in revenue streams, we'd be all for, and especially for, no offense, Kevin, but an underfunded department like DPW, being able to kind of lift that up. I don't know anyone on the council that would be against.
Well, we have expenses against parks. We don't know what the expenses W are. So they must have some separate financial statements that are going to DPW, right, Kevin?
Any funds coming into the general fund? We don't receive any funds, park permits.
Okay, but you have a
Oh,
separate.
you don't?
No.
Wow.
Then you guys are funded for general. Okay. Basically, you're
Kinda
given
makes
a
it full
number.
circle.
Yeah, yep. So basically, you're given a number to be at. You got to keep your best to stay at that number or below or whatever, regardless how many times the parks are rented out or pavilions or anything.
I'm sure somebody in finance is looking at it.
Sure.
And we bring in this much.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's not a universal approach to that. Many communities do have like the program have its own sort of internal funding structure. But
Yeah, well, I just think for outdoor, it might be a thought. Indoor, of course, they're using their own facilities. That's different.
And they're not utilizing city staff for maintenance.
right.
Right. They have their own janitorial people that,
So then basically, Marion will talk to.
I think right now for what's on the agenda, can't move forward until we get some sort of stance from Parks and Rec.
Okay. Perfect.
That would be the next step.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, just before we end this up, if I get something back from Milwaukee, I'll bring it. But in the same light, I don't think.
Okay. So the letter H then, proposal to revise woodland compensation ratio. Proposed UDO text amendment to revise woodland compensation ratios required for impacts to woodlands.
I thought that was done last week.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look on
Yeah.
that. I thought it was too.
Did you take a motion on it?
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we did.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
So-
we did. Chair Valdez moved, Commissioner Seraphin seconded a motion to revise the woodland natural resource compensation ratio in the UDO table and NRP guidance document. Found on page 15 in table 4 from 0.75 to 1.5. And it carried.
Okay.
That just sneak its way back on there by accident.
So sorry. Yeah, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
forgot
No,
to
that's
do
fine.
that.
So just say,
I will let you know, since we're on the item, that basically we're prepping a package of changes to the Unified Development Ordinance. For some of this, it's little text amendments, things like that. So when that, it'll move forward with that. So
Okay.
the planning department,
Oh, do
we're
you
kind of bundling things.
want someone from this commission to propose that when it goes to common council, or Jason, you kind of take control and
You will
that happens?
incorporate your recommendation into
Okay.
the staff report.
Okay.
Like I said, it's going to be presented as a package.
Sure.
So there'll be quite a few other things.
Yeah.
At this point, the packages, I don't have any control over it. But yeah, if you have comments at that point, that would be so.
All right, and then park financials quarter 3.
Pass this around.
Sure.
Thank you for doing that, Mary.
I had Danielle revise what she did.
oh, okay.
And if you look on the second page, down at the bottom, where it says 513,000, that's what she came up with. That's what we were looking at last week. And it was only for the capital improvements. And I thought it should.
Where is that?
Second page, down on the bottom, third column.
Oh, I see.
513,000.
Okay.
I highlighted it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Bless you.
Okay.
And I thought it should include all the expenses, not just the capital improvement. So So then, this is the third quarter that we were given last month. So then in the next column, she totaled it for total expense. It was $1,000,000 some. And then the last column is 2024. Okay, to go back to the first page, and now the year ended. And you have highlighted
Yeah.
$1,734,000. That was the park, that was our expenses for last year,
In the parks?
for everything was allocated to the parks. Except when you look down at the bottom, all those capital expenses like Lovers Lane and 116th Street, Water Tower Park, there's all totals in there as far as what was contracted for. But then there's a subtraction down there of $3,250,000 that says incumbents. That means we didn't pay for it yet.
Oh.
That adjusts the financial statement to a cash basis rather than accrual. So those are everything that's under contract. The top part is all expenses that were paid, but this is everything that's under contract,
Well, the work
but
is
some
under
of it
contract.
isn't paid yet. And then the final column, there is expenses for last year. That's the total year. This is the total year of, this is the total year of 2025. Prior, the last column is prior year. The $1,484,000, that's just capital expenses. But the highlighted part is when I made her include all expenses. So we have a more realistic picture. Okay, didn't you get one, Kevin?
With Marion.
I thought I
I'm good.
passed 5.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, that's all I have. But she's going to change the format now. From now on, it'll come through that way.
Who is it, Danielle?
Yes,
And where does she work?
finance.
She's Director of Finance,
What's her last?
Brown.
Any questions?
No, thank you so much for this.
So effectively, this is the cash basis now.
Right.
Do you mind if I ask a question? And I'm new to the whole park side of things. So all these capital improvement fund expenses from 2025, for 2026 or this current year, obviously they're different. Sorry, I'm doing a really bad job of wording. I mean, quote me if I'm wrong, or tell me if I'm wrong. This year there is no capital improvement on the parks, correct?
On the park side.
Okay.
No.
Well, only what's carried over from this year. If
Okay.
the project wasn't completed,
Gotcha.
then
Then it's
that would
gonna
be
be
carried
completed,
forward.
but
There was no new funds
no new funds.
dedicated
Okay.
to any capital.
So just on last year on improving and maintenance, I should say improvements, like it should say, was a total of, someone help me, 161,000 total. So we spent on improving the parks
Where do you see that?
in 2025.
Is it page 1?
I'm sorry, I don't know. I pay some.
Are you talking here?
Yeah. Yeah.
On the road to West Roslin Avenue?
Oh, I'm sorry, that ain't right then. Well, 995,000. We spent $1 million on parks last year.
Isn't that less
Essentially.
impact? Oh, yeah, less.
Total capital improvement expenditures. The amend budget and the budget is actually identical. Right? Right here.
That's the budgeted amount.
Yep, and that's what we ended up
Well,
spending.
that's what we spent. Then why isn't that the same?
Gotcha.
I don't understand how she does the budget. I just dealt with,
Gotcha.
I guess that's another question. Go back with.
Yeah.
What's,
So I think if I'm saying this,
He's looking at the development fund totals here for capital improvements, 995,000 in the very first column as what's budgeted and then what actually was spent. And I
and
think
it was
that's,
spent was 546,000?
yeah, I think that's just a wash over there. I don't,
Or is that, I don't,
perhaps.
so why is there a discrepancy between the, yeah, those first two columns have something and then the, or is that just, oh no, that's year end total.
Right.
so Kevin, just for my future knowledge too, would you say it's a cycle on capital improvement in parks, or it just depends? It kind of how the budget goes, or yeah, it's pretty much that. Okay,
We hit and miss, never
never know.
put in for
Okay.
stuff. That
Yeah.
This year I put in for a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
That needed improvements I can fill in it.
Okay. So it just didn't.
Seems most of the capital improvements, obviously, capital improvements are spent on trails. How could you have $1 million on 116th already?
I don't think they have.
Oh, that's what's contracted. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
$1 million what's not paid for
Oh, yeah, I
trails.
see that one.
All they've done
And
so
the-
far is the design of.
And the Hughes pathway, nothing's been done on that, but they have a $2 million expense.
Only thing they're doing so far is the design of it. They haven't spent any for construction.
Problem is you don't know what parts that haven't been paid go against. The Forest Home Trail. See that?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
Except for the last,
2024, they spent 97,000 on it. Last year.
is it done?
Seems like they've been working on it in 25.
Do you think that was probably paid for in 24 and then continued work?
Forest Home,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
24.
All of it was 24?
Yeah.
And it only cost 97,000? That whole long road?
Well,
Well, not necessarily,
Yeah.
because some of it was paid in 2023.
yeah. Or it came from other sources.
Yeah, that's a county road, so the trail.
There are other ones where it's like a DOT thing. I think there was like a,
Some of it was We Energies.
everyone kind of chips in when the hat gets passed around.
Same goes to Ryan.
Well, numbers are great.
That's all I have. Actually, I do have another question. I'm sorry. Mary and Kevin, for Kayla's Crew Playground, some of it's grants, some of it's donations, some of it's
Yeah.
city. Do you have for the commission, I guess, would be like an that's what I'm explaining is like an allocation pie chart where the parks monies is going from, or is it just a park fund that how does that work for the city?
Well, so the Kayla's Crew has like a separate. The city is their fiscal agent,
Okay.
and so some of the improvements that I would know a little bit more about how the relationship between that
Yeah.
fund works. But,
Okay.
um,
Because the reason I'm asking basically is I'm seeing $207,000 for a floor, and I get what it is, understand why.
I thought it was more than, considerably more than that.
I thought it was only 98,000.
well,
And
and then
then
there was
To put
grant for it.
put in
But there was a
50,000.
donation from the chief,
Yeah.
but the city did pay a
Okay.
bit of it. But I believe we got, not 100%, but I believe we got 50.
Yeah, I thought that's what it
Okay.
was. Too.
And Kevin, in your opinion, would you say the budget is fair to all the parks, or does it lean towards any other certain parks? Yeah, what
They're
I'm
pretty
trying
much
to-
all grouped together unless it's a specific project, like Lions Legend, we pickleball courts.
Sure.
That was dedicated for that
Okay.
project only.
Gotcha. So when we get when you guys get I'm using project based stuff, then it has to become a budget or a topic in a budget before it can be spent.
Yes.
Okay.
It has to
Gotcha.
be dedicated to a
Okay,
specific.
so like last year, there's money set aside for this floor, and it wasn't just 107. We have to.
No, it was strictly for
Gotcha. Okay.
What did you do to the town hall museum?
I believe it was painted
Inside?
outside.
It's brick. Oh, the town hall,
Yeah,
okay.
It's all
I'm
white.
thinking the museum is really in the schoolhouse. Okay.
They still do the field trips, bring the whole tin can and everything. Do they? I still remember that. That was only 15 years ago, or 12. All
Oh my
right.
God! Stop telling us how young you
I know.
are.
Sorry. I remember. 'Cause I went to Ben Franklin, so we walked from Ben Franklin to there.
Uphill both ways.
Yeah. No, I
Uphill
remember.
in a snowstorm.
Yeah, no, it was in the spring, but I remember I made I think one of the lunch item things that was appropriate at the time was pancakes. And I hated my mom's pancakes, but I loved McDonald's pancakes. Go to McDonald's that morning and having my. So, the Halloween Woods decorations then?
Yep. The commission asked that this subject come back for this meeting.
Yeah, I thought it went okay last year. I can tell you one thing, well, it was short, but I was very, what do I want to say? We had a little bit of trouble with them breaking some pumpkins, but because of all the restrictions, I was extremely anxious about them. And I don't want to feel that way. And if I need to, or the committee, whatever, go back to Wesolowski, I would ask to say, again, no decorations hanging over the trail. But we had a stipulation of this 2-point contact, and I'm sorry, that was a little much. We hang little signs and stuff. Well, it's impossible to do this 2-point contact, or just saying 3 feet off the trail. I don't know, 3 feet. I just think we won't obstruct the trail. I would rather make it more simple because it gave me a lot of angst. And people really like it, but I don't think we have to make it so it's so restrictive. And I don't know how that goes. I would like to do
Who
it
set
again.
up those rules?
We did.
We did. Remember, we said it at
So
the meeting.
it was part of
We agreed to it, but I didn't think it was our suggestion.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so
Actually, I think it was Jesse's.
I think
part
it
of
was a compromise
It was a compromise, correct.
between.
What's two-point contact?
If you have something, you hang something, like I have a little hanging skeleton. I have to attach, not just to the branch, I have to attach a part of the arm or something to the, it's just
Yeah.
too hard to do. It's not, everybody's supposed to stay on the trail. You're supposed to stay on the trail. You're not riding a bike in the woods, and I just think, I will not do those spider webs on the ground, that they were concerned with that. But I think, Kevin, I went to City Hall and asked for the logged complaints. There were none. I had them run a report. I know you had said you had complaints, but I couldn't substantiate them. And I think it just got so overblown. And like I said, I'd like to do it, but I don't know if we could, how to proceed as far as asking for a little bit more lenience.
This is what I think. My professional opinion.
Mhm.
It happens to me all the time. Someone will find a reason to, no matter what. And I get it because it sucks. I get it. In my line of business, I paid more in settlements than I should ever have to ever for all stupid things. And I get it. It's the most frustrating, stupidest thing ever. It gives me anxiety when I wake up, when I go to sleep, and everything like that. I get it. I hate it, but it's part of the line.
And I
that
didn't
I'm
have
in.
any until last year.
Yeah. So, what I would recommend, and you guys can definitely, if nothing other than understand it being a pain in the rear, if nothing, if it worked last year, I wouldn't try to.
It worked
make
the years before, though, too.
until it was brought up here.
So it was brought up here, but nothing was ever mentioned to me during the time frame those decorations were up.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's the city's decision.
Right.
But I would recommend, and I know you disagree with me, but I leave it how it is. But that's all I have to
I think the two-point contact is a little much. 3 feet off the trail, well, say off the trail, but have to really be that strict about.
I would just say not obstructing the trail, but
give it.
I can just tell you it was not fun for me last year because I was so worried. And then I won't go any further. No, it was a personal thing.
I get it. I completely do get it. Because you feel like you're walking on eggshells. I get it completely.
Mhm.
It's just a couple weeks. I mean, it's really a lot of work to go through to have to be so picky for. How long is it up?
Well, usually we do it a month. Last year we only did it for 2 weeks because it
Because
didn't
got
get on the
late.
agenda late.
I think maybe having some fresh perspectives. We've already talked about, we have a vacancy on the commission. There may be another one, dependent on how things go April 7th. Where you may have other people that will have a weighted opinion on what to do about decorations like that. And it may be something where makeup of the commission moving forward may be in favor of a less restrictive or otherwise, and I don't know if weighing in on what we were going to do moving forward in March 9th.
I just didn't want to happen what did last year, that it got so late.
I would say, like, if anything, we
Put it up
should,
in August.
yeah, making sure that it gets put on, like where there are standing items, like, for common council, we have to designate what day trick-or-treating is going to be every year.
Yeah.
I think, and that has to be on an agenda for that.
Okay.
I think that should also be the case with this, where, like you said, August. This should be on the August agenda, and the committee will have a discussion on what to do about it at that point. But then being able to, like,
And I know if we do decide maybe less restrictive, I know it would have to go back through Wesolowski to say it's okay. And yeah.
and yeah, I think, like, let's see who's going to be taking up some of the vacant chair, the one vacant chair right now, and they'll be here in April. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But we'll go from there.
Okay.
I think that's a fair
Okay.
move forward.
We'll just put it in August. All right, new business then. Update of Keela's playground tile project.
Yeah, Shelley wasn't able to join this evening. But she did send along some slides to share with you about this, and she could explain the project. I don't really have any background on it, but here for you, and I'll have them for the next meeting, I guess. And then the other item is the.
What, you just send pictures? Is that what that is?
Yep. So this is proposed tiles.
Well, some of those tiles that we placed every year. We went through this last year.
They're changing the composition of the tiles that are being used, and that's why they're partnering with the middle school, so it'll be glazed. So that way,
Oh, that's,
yeah.
yeah.
it'll be able to longer lasting.
What is it now? Just like, I have no idea. Okay.
Tile that
Okay. Gotcha.
And then
Musical bridge.
musical bridge.
Bridge. Oh, inside the playground? Oh.
so these are 3 options that are currently considered.
So that would have to be built?
It's to replace, I think, an existing panel. So this is a project with MyEd students. I didn't get a chance to go through the whole packet of information that was provided, but these are the different designs.
I didn't see any package.
I didn't either.
No, I didn't get this until
Okay.
she sent like a binder or like a lot of stuff for
Okay.
this one that I can put it in your next packet.
So we'll just table it for next time then.
Sure.
Okay, that's fine. Franklin Rec League reservation requests.
Yep, Leah sends her apologies. She ended up not being able to join this evening, but they've selected the dates for their pickleball and youth tennis program. So this is what they're requesting.
Some of them leave. Not leave.
The times haven't changed, have they?
No, they're the same. Are you stepping out?
Yeah, I wrote
I-
it down.
I know.
Okay, but we've
Alex.
lost quorum.
We can't do it.
Oh, shit. All right.
I mean, if you need to go.
I just gotta blow my nose real quick. Sorry, I just running out of my nose.
Same thing with the youth tennis, they're all the same times and dates.
Yeah, the dates are the same. The number of dates are fewer, like they have less days.
When are they getting their tennis? Not for a while, I take it. Okay.
When are they getting what?
Their tennis courts. Is there building?
Yeah, at the high school.
Any concern about Ken Wendell having to, any safety concerns with Ken Wendell being the home for the tennis? Okay, I just.
You're talking about the courts.
I'm talking in general, if there's any concern with the facilities. Because I know
because
that
of
that's,
building?
yeah,
Okay.
Any idea when you're gonna fix the roof?
Budget,
Does it need a whole new roof or just patched?
whole new roof, spacious office.
no problem with fire station. Fire station one with the leaking.
Same people that put the roof on both places?
Could possibly be. Yeah, very well be.
Do we need to approve this then? These, the request from the rec department?
I mean, if there's further discussion, you need to talk to Leah about it, or if Ken Wendell isn't available.
They're outside.
It's,
so-
yeah, that's why I was making
There's
sure
a,
that.
restroom.
Well, I'll make a motion on the pickleball request to approve the dates and times.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Alright,
Aye. All those not in favor? The
And
motion is
I'll do the same for the tennis courts, the dates
And
and times.
I'll second it.
all those in favor?
alright,
All right, aye. All ayes. And the motion carries. That is meeting.
That's it?
Yeah.
next meeting, April,
13th.
Oh, that's wrong.
I know, I'm looking at my watch.
Oh,
I'm thinking, how could we be out of here at 7 o'clock?
April 13th, did anybody look?
yep, April 13th.
all right.
Marion,
Oh, do you have
isn't
to
this
have
an
a
awful
motion to
expense
adjourn?
to go through for all of us?
Jesse, yeah.
I have advocated
Oh.
for you guys to have tablets instead, but it is the best way to make sure you can see the plan.
I have to motion to adjourn.
Yes, to
real
motion.
quick.
Second.
All right.
You're making the
All
motion.
those in, yep.
And who said, I'll second.
All those in favor?
Alright.
Aye.
All those not in favor? Motion is carried. Meeting ended at 8:09.
Next meeting?